things about branding, and what's so amazing, Tyra, is what really attracted me to working with Tyra is that when she came and spoke, she talked about how many times she has pivoted her personal brand, starting from being a supermodel, but also to having her own talk show, to creating America's Next Top Model, and even her own beauty brand. But there's so many steps in between as well. And you really know when to pivot and when to reinvent yourself, but you're still at the base, the successful entrepreneur and businesswoman.
Thank you.
And so I've just got to do this.
Thank you.
I think what we're going to do is start to bring our students out, and we're going to bring our first student out. Her name is Shruti Bhaskaran, and she's going to come out and do our very first elevator pitch. So let's welcome Shruti Bhaskaran.
Work it, make it, do it, makes us harder, better, faster, stronger. That don't kill me, can only make me stronger.
Shruti Bhaskaran. I am an engineer, a businesswoman, and a proud immigrant. But my close friends actually call me the feisty food fairy because, well, I am feisty and I love feeding people. I think that comes from the fact that I grew up in a family that always expressed love and affection through food. But I also grew up in India, surrounded by the grim reality of incredible human suffering because of hunger. From children going to school just for meal programs, to farmers committing suicide because of poverty, it was everywhere. It was a reality that society taught me to ignore, but I knew I couldn't. And my passion for sustainable food systems was born then. And while the feisty food fairy might sound whimsical, it actually captures a core part of my identity. Not just my love for food, but my determination to engineer a world that does not exist 1/3 rich and 2/3 hungry. And to that end, I've worked in small social enterprises, large corporate organizations, and even the UN, helping over 200,000 farmers sell the food that they produce to global markets. And I'm only getting started. I want to pursue a career in food policy so I can go beyond organizations and influence all the foodies out there to vote for sustainable food choices with their wallets. And you can bet that I'm excited about that because the true drivers of change in the food system are those of us sitting at the dining table.
Wow.
Whoa. I'm sorry, should I reserve my comments until you leave?
No, that was so impressive.
That was extremely impressive, and what's wonderful is that she was first, and you have set the bar of what we expect. I mean, but you've actually, you've gone beyond what I would even
Yeah, these are students who have only been in class for 2 weeks in this compressed course and have never really given an elevator pitch, but on live television.
Yeah, live television. I mean, I do this for a living, live television, you know, and I would be nervous, and I did not see nerves. I saw excitement. I saw passion. And if I was in this, in the industry of funding companies in Shruti's
in her area,
I would open my wallet.
Yeah, you know what, and she was so strong in her personal brand. You got a real sense of where her passion is and what she wants to do with her life. And I thought she did a wonderful job.
And good storytelling too.
Yeah. All right, so I think it's time to welcome our next student. Let's welcome Brittany Clark.
Work, 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 work. You see me happy, work, 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 work. You see me do me dirt, 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 dirt. There's something about that work, 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 work.
Hi, I'm Brittany, and I'm a self-proclaimed shopping savant. I'm a super shopper. From Target to Saks Fifth Avenue and everything in between, I love it all. And this love has led me to become a retail technology strategist. So imagine, for example, using augmented reality to try on clothing without actually having to try it on. I love creating innovative solutions like this in retail, particularly fashion, to the most pressing challenges they're facing today. I have 3 degrees from Stanford University, with the most recent in business. And spending so much time in Silicon Valley has fostered a deep love of technology. So I feel fortunate that I've been able to center my career at the intersection of retail, technology, and business. My love for this industry runs really deep. As a child, I was a catalog model for Macy's and Nordstrom. However, as an adult, I realized that this industry that I love so much doesn't appreciate me as much in return. I'm talking about women like me with curvy body types, there's a dearth of selection in the women's apparel market for us. So I created a solution. I'm the founder of Curved, a tech-enabled company that creates made-to-measure clothing for women with curvy body types. I'm helping them to serve their curves with confidence and sophistication. So I'm Brittany, a shopping enthusiast, a tech lover, and a woman dedicated to solving the most pressing problems retail faces today. Thank you.
Wow.
Nice. Another good one. Brittany.
Wow.
Wow.
You know what I love? She's going to serve the curve.
Yes.
She has a great tagline.
She worked on that tagline. I remember being in class and then seeing that, and I was like, that's the money. Focus there.
Right from the beginning, she knew what she was doing. And you know, she also visually presented herself exactly in line with her brand. So when you look at her, she looks like a businesswoman, and she looks like she knows fashion, and she's sharp, and she presents herself so beautifully.
Yeah. And I love that she talked about her passion and her expertise, and then said, but here's the problem.
Yeah.
I love fashion, but it's not necessarily loving me. And you immediately go, wow, I'm empathizing with this woman right now. So it was clever.
She did a great job. All right, I guess we will now welcome our next student. I'm really enjoying this.
Me too.
All right, let's welcome Tom Pettit.
Faire au moins 1000 fois que j'ai compté mes doigts. Hey. Où t'es, papa, où t'es? Où t'es, papa, où t'es? Où t'es, papa?
Hi, I'm Tom, and I help young companies bring their products to the world. I was 9 years old when I moved from my small hometown in Belgium to the big, sprawling city of Dallas, Texas. Those first few weeks in Dallas were tough. I spoke no English, and every day I would come home from school so exhausted that I would cry. But my teachers stuck with me, and with their help, a few years in, I felt at home in America. When I graduated from college, I wanted to pay that forward. So I went to Kazakhstan to help a class of 20 young Kazakh children learn English. With my help, but also with amazing products and technologies, they made a huge amount of progress, which made me proud. And I made it my life's mission to bring incredible products that could change people's lives into the hands of as many people as possible. Let me give you an example. In 2015, my friend in Germany was building a cool new food business, but he needed help, so I went to Berlin. And together, we made a plan that saved millions in wasted food, but also raised over $80 million to bring that product to new customers in over 7 countries. I've helped small one-person companies, and I've helped companies as large as Airbnb. The journey of these companies mirrors my own, from a small town in Belgium to the world, from a good but small idea to impacting the lives of millions of people. It is my passion to help bring those best ideas to as many people as I can, and it is my obligation to have a positive impact on this world.
Thank you, Tom.
Wow.
Very nice.
Thank you. Wow, that was so inspiring. He really moved me.
Yeah, beautiful storytelling. The vulnerability of showing how he felt lost and, you know, just not supported coming to this country, and but then getting that acceptance and love from those teachers and him wanting to pay it forward. It almost feels like it's a social enterprise. I know, Tom, it's not a social enterprise, but you make us feel as if what you're doing is, and there's a lot of value in that.
You know, the challenge in creating a personal brand is for people to really understand where your passion is and why you're creating a certain brand message. And I really got that from Tom. It was really
excellent.
nice. And he also looked really good.
He did.
All right, let's get our next student on. We're going to welcome now Samantha Dong.
I am beautiful in every single way. His words can bring me down.
My name is Samantha Dong. I'm an entrepreneur and I want to make high heels comfortable. I am a 5'2" tiny Asian girl. I'm 27 years old, but I look like I'm still 17. And that's a big problem in the professional world. I have to work extra hard to get noticed, to be taken seriously, and to prove that I'm as capable as the tall guy next to me. Luckily, I have a superpower, and that's my high heels. I got my first pair of heels when I was 19, preparing for an internship interview at a top investment bank. I still remember the first time I put them on. I had this unexplainable sense of power, as if I could take over the world. And guess what? I got that job. Ever since then, I wore heels to all my big moments. But after countless times of having to take them off after a long day of work or at the end of an event, I was fed up. Why do heels have to hurt? That's why I am launching a new high heels brand called Chez Nous. It means in French, at our home, because I believe every woman deserves to be at her most comfortable self, always. I took a course in Brooklyn to learn how to make a pair of heels from scratch. And I talked to experts from orthopedic surgeon to physicists to find the most innovative solution. With Chez Nous, I want to help women feel the power without the pain and put their best heels forward. Thank you.
Excellent.
Great job, Samantha. There's so much to say in that. First of all, I'm sure you can relate to that, having to wear heels all the time.
I cannot wait to try Samantha's product because I always have flats in my purse and heels on my feet, and as soon as no one's looking, I change into the flats.
Yeah. So just on that level, her product idea and her brand is so strong, but I have to say that through the 2 weeks, Samantha has been unbelievable because she has really worked on her whole brand image from head to toe.
Head to toe,
as you like
H
say.
to T.
When we first looked at her, she really did look not 18 but 15, and she looked so sophisticated and really like the businesswoman she is.
During our visual branding session that we had, she at one point was going for kind of a safer kind of hairstyle, and I said that you represent high fashion. You want to make stilettos comfortable, not like those normal shoes that are kind of comfortable, but you want to take it up a notch, and you should look the part, and she has exceeded my expectations with how
she
looked
said
today.
that the hairstyle was your suggestion, and it made her feel more mature, and she looked beautiful. It's a really good job.
Great.
Okay, well, let's welcome our next student, and this is Benjamin Fernandez.
What's up, everybody? My name is Benjamin Fernandez, and I'm committed to my home, my land, my love, my home country of Tanzania. My faith is the most important thing and encompasses the foundation of everything that I care about. When I was growing up in Tanzania, my sister and I were sponsored by a British family to go to school from kindergarten to 12th grade. This allowed us to go to college and off to do our MBAs right now. Looking back, today I'm a national television host in my home country, but it was the education foundation that allowed me to do that. In elementary school in Tanzania, only 38% of students get to go on to secondary school for their further education. As I stand before you today, I'm passionate about 3 things I'm committed to doing in my home country. Number 1, digital financial services. I care about this a lot, and I care about allowing people to get financial services that they wouldn't be traditionally allowed to have. Secondly, I've studied the importance of public and private partnerships in government, and I would love to run for office one day to help serve in that area. And finally, I want to cultivate for educational programs as something I almost was never given if that family didn't sponsor my sister and I to go to school. As I stand before you today here, I'm older than 70% of my entire country of 57 million people. There's a saying that goes in my village, Moja akifika, wote tumefika. If one of us make it, we all make it. If one of us celebrates, we all celebrate. Thank you.
I got a little teary.
I did too.
I got a little emotional with that. I had no idea about Benjamin's, or who we call Benji's, story. So that was absolutely beautiful, and I didn't realize that he's here today because of the kindness and foresight of people that gave him an opportunity.
And he's taken so much with what he's gotten, and he's done so much in a very short period of time, and I love his goals. You know, he's very inspirational. He's a powerhouse, let's face it. You know?
Do you think that we possibly have been in the midst of a future leader of Tanzania? Like
Absolutely.
The president
There is a definite possibility.
like a we knew him when type of situation?
I think so. Maybe we should get his autograph before
Now.
he graduates. Very impressive job, and he looked terrific. He's very true to his personality and his colors and his brand.
I agree.
Great
It was
job.
fun, but still professional.
Yeah, and a lot of authority with what he said, and a lot of passion.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, let's see who's coming up next. Oh, I think we have a break.
We have a break.
All right, well, so we're going to take a quick break and then we're going to come back with 5 more students with Project U, creating and extending your personal brand.
Project U would like to thank Roxanne DeBlau for contributing to this program. As a personal stylist, Roxanne's passion starts with the person, identifying their voice, style, and approach to the world. From this foundation, Roxanne helps create their visual brand. As a fashion consultant, she builds upon her extensive experience in fashion, retail management, buying, brand building, and sales to provide insights to entrepreneurs.
Shane Cisneros is the Bay Area's leading fashion and visual brand stylist. With over 15 years' experience, Shane's fashion credits include magazine covers to celebrity red carpet styling. Now focused on personal shopping and visual brand identity, let Shane take your look to a whole new level. Visit www.shanecisneros.com for more information. Project U would like to thank Macy's for contributing to this program. Macy's My Stylist offers a personal shopping service that's fun, fast, and free. Book your appointment at macys.com. Project U would like to thank Brenda Hanbury Green for contributing to this program. Every day, Brenda works with gorgeous professional women of all ages, shapes, sizes, and walks of life. Beautiful women. But we must be beautiful on the outside and inside. That is when we are truly powerful. That is when we do things we are meant to do on this earth. Brenda is here.
Our full-service salon offers precision haircuts, extraordinary colors, and excellent service. But more importantly, we offer a quiet respite to your busy day. A relaxing place you can meet with friends who just happen to be highly experienced stylists and create a unique look that fits your own personal style. Our stylists and colorists have years of advanced training and work confidently with all types of hair textures. We work closely together and continually find inspiration in current styles and trends. Ultimately, our goal is for you to leave Monica Foster Salon feeling your absolute best and to empower you to continue feeling that way every day in between. Monica Foster Salon, Beyond Hair.
Hi, this is Audrey. You just heard my song, You Do You, at the beginning of this broadcast as the theme song for Tyra's Project U class at the Stanford Graduate School of Business. To download You Do You, as well as other songs from my album Colors, you can find me on iTunes and Spotify, or go to audreyismusic.com to learn more.
Hi, welcome back to Project U, building and extending your personal brand. I'm joined here by Tyra Banks, my co-instructor.
Hello.
We're having such a good time. For those of you who are just joining us, we are really doing our capstone project for our 2-week compressed course. Our students in our class are here to express their personal brand in a live elevator pitch. They've taken a 2-week course assessing and differentiating and visualizing their personal brand, and now they're here to present it. What's it been like for you the last couple of weeks?
The last couple of weeks have been pretty life-changing for me. It's a 2-week course. I actually wish it was like a whole semester because I feel like already connected to the students. And it's interesting because I wish it was a semester because it almost feels like their starting point to what we have been seeing today feels like months and months and months of time, but they have taken our amazing lessons.
They have.
and are really shining so beautifully and really representing themselves in ways that I didn't even think they were capable, to be honest.
Yeah. They've done a great job. And just so you know, a compressed course is a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 3 hours each day. So it really is very intense, but our students have done such a great job. And I have to say that you are just a natural educator.
Thank you.
When I met Tyra a year ago when she was speaking at Stanford Business School, I watched her and I immediately approached her afterwards and I said, would you consider teaching here with me? And Tyra said, well, I'd love to teach. And I said, you already taught. You are a natural teacher, and the lessons that you have taught our students have been sticking with them. They've been coming to me after class and repeating all the acronyms of special things, the ABCs of branding, and it has been such a pleasure. I've learned so much from you.
Oh, thank you. My dream is to one day, like 15 years from now, be in the grocery store, and one of my students walk up to me, and they're like the CEO of the Apple of tomorrow. And they're like, I took your class, and look at my brand. It's so strong, and it's because of what you and Allison did.
I hope that happens too, but I think it's going to happen where they come to you in the grocery store, not me. So what we're going to do is we're going to start seeing our second round of students, and we're going to welcome our student Alex Gorham.
Hi, I'm Alex Gorham, and I'm excited to transform healthcare with medical technology. The first time I realized the healing power of medical technology was at my prior firm where I worked designing heart valves. There I attended a meeting between an old man who received one of our heart valves and an employee who sewed his heart valve. Needless to say, during that meeting, the old man expressed immense gratitude. The employee was weeping, and I left with great pride in being part of the solution. I also have feelings about being disappointed with healthcare as well. See, healthcare costs are increasing and healthcare access is limited. But one of the ways we can improve this is by empowering people, empowering you and me, to better manage our own care, to bring medical technology to our fingertips. Changing healthcare is hard, though. It requires understanding old systems and innovating new ones. But this is exactly what excites me, and this is what I do best. During my time in heart valves, I learned how to bring a highly regulated product to market, and then during my time in Silicon Valley, I've learned how to think differently. And I'm excited to connect these two to advance ideas that allow you and me to better manage our own health. Imagine a world where, for instance, your watch alerted you 2 years, 3 years before you even needed an expensive procedure. With smarter technology at our fingertips, we improve access to high-quality care for everyone.
Well done. I was very impressed when he illustrated, and said, imagine a world where your watch is telling you to do something 2 years before you need to. That one line was so powerful.
Yeah.
And it was almost this wonderful sum up of his entire pitch.
Absolutely.
Excellent.
He did a great synthesis. And Tyra, what we've tried to do with our students is help them with their storytelling of their brand. Sometimes you have to show and not tell. And he showed us exactly what he was doing because he's in a very interesting field of medical and technology. And that's confusing to a lot of people.
Yes.
But somehow he was able to convey the
It's like,
excitement.
oh, I got it.
Yeah, and the passion and talk about what he's done. It's very impressive. And I have to say, he looked terrific.
Looked absolutely amazing. There was a little bit of personality with some of the choices with his shirt. However, the suit made me say, I will trust my life with you.
Professional.
Professional.
Exactly. But I've got a little bit of personality, and I thought he did a great job.
That's excellent.
All right, let's welcome our next student, Pilar Landon.
Oh, let's make this happen, go. Gonna show the world that something good can work and it can work for you.
Hi, I'm Pilar Landon. For the first 4 years of my professional life, I did what people said was impossible. I got low-income minority students from the south side of Chicago into college. For my students, college was more distant than a dream. They didn't know anyone who had gone to college, not friends, not neighbors, not family members. And having clear goals without a clear path forward just wasn't enough for them. So I got them there. I was their problem solver, I was their advocate, I helped them navigate through challenges that they could not face on their own. And today, my Facebook newsfeed is absolutely exploding with photos from their college graduations. After I spent 4 years as a teacher, I wasn't quite ready to quit school just yet, so I signed on for 4 more years, this time as a student. Though I traded the classroom of my high school for the classrooms of Stanford Law School and the Graduate School of Business, my passion for solving difficult problems has only grown. The skills I've learned in business and in law have helped to match my capabilities with my ambition. I am endlessly excited about the inexhaustible variety of challenges that industry leaders face and I cannot wait to turn even the most impossible ones into problems solved.
Nice.
Really nice job.
Really nice.
You know what I love is she really knew how to sell herself and her brand. We have a real history of her as a teacher. She's also a very good match of someone who's feminine and strong. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel that, and I really stand for this, that you do not have to give up your femininity to show strength and to show power and to show leadership. And I thought that she has combined those seamlessly, beautifully.
Yeah, and she said, I'm good at this, I can solve this, I can do this, law degree, business degree, but also has been in the trenches as a teacher. So I got a lot of information from that.
And unapologetic, and a lot of the times we tend to feel like we have to shrink a little bit and say, well, I kind of did this, but she was like, this is who I am, this is what I've done. And it makes you go, okay, you respect that.
And I have to say, I love that bright color because it caught my attention immediately.
Me too. Even before she started speaking, I was like, wow, I want to hear what you have to say.
That's like not what you really see in a law firm. You know what I mean? But I loved it. Really nice job. Okay, let's welcome our next student, Miss Ruby Risque.
Hi, my name is Ruby Risque, and I want to be your fiduciary fairy. If you're like me, you love your money, but you hate when your old, crusty investment advisor talks down to you. With Ruby, finance is fabulous, it's fun, it's even stimulating. My mantra is treat your investments like I treat my men. Diversify. At a young age, I learned that to escape my small southern town, I needed to earn, I needed to save, I needed to invest. So Ruby built her first business in middle school, mowing lawn after sweaty lawn. At the end of that first makeup melting summer, I deposited my cold cash in the bank. Data-driven and disciplined, I studied those interest rates. I learned about the options, and I bought my first multi-year savings bond. I guess you could say Ruby's always had a thing for bondage. But the lawn care business was hell for my heels, and the bullies and bigots continued to be ferocious, so I decided I wanted to beat them at their own game of sports ball. Ruby joined the swim team. She sported her Speedo before school, after school, on the weekends, and she learned a thing or two about liquidity. Competitive swimming built up her confidence. It taught her discipline, determination, and hardcore grit. If you want to pleasure your portfolio, invest with Ruby Risque. She teaches diversification as a value. She diversified the Ruby Red Sparkle by adding Harvard Crimson Shimmers and Stanford Cardinal Sparkles. She won the most coveted award any closeted gay boy could ever dream of, the Moorhead. With Moorhead as motivation, she went on to excel in the classroom as much as she had with her investment mantra. Invest today with Ruby Risque, your fiduciary fairy.
Woo!
Bye, Ruby.
Bye, Ruby.
Bye.
You know what was fabulous about Ruby? And
everything.
Absolutely everything. And I was thinking of this today on the way here. I said, I hope Ruby uses her university and her education to bring gravitas to all of the fun and the sparkle. And she did it. And I didn't tell her.
She's so clever, too. You know, her brand is so strong, but just in the wording, it was so clever because Ruby knows how to diversify. She knows liquidity. she knows finance.
Yes.
So with all that cleverness there's also real gravitas to what she does.
There are so many people that do not understand finance, have no interest in it, and I know this firsthand when I had a talk show and I wanted to teach finance to people, and the ratings would just go down the drain. I wish I knew Ruby Risque back then because people would listen and they would watch the show.
It was a very strong brand. It was well delivered, beautifully delivered, and I just really enjoyed every moment of it.
And it's so different. I've never seen a fiduciary fairy. I've never seen a drag queen. I've seen drag queens, believe me, I know drag queens. People say I'm a drag queen. And so, but I have never seen a drag queen teach finance. So it was
fabulous.
Pretty amazing.
Let us welcome our next student, Tan Huynh.
Got a friend in me. You got a friend in me. If you got troubles, I got them too.
Do you have friends you haven't seen for years, but when you meet, it just feels like you've never been apart? That's how I feel with the deep and meaningful relationships I have cultivated for the past 35 years, living in Vietnam, the UK, Singapore, Australia, and now in the US. Some years ago, one of my best friends started calling me her international BFF, and since it has stuck with me. My name is Tan Huynh, and I'm an international BFF. In my line of work as a private equity investor, I work in many teams, and I spend an intense amount of time with all my teammates. And my colleagues look to me to be the gel to glue the team. And over time, we develop deep and meaningful and long-lasting professional relationships that go beyond the employers that we've worked with. As I start looking deeply into what the secret sauce is that created all this, I realized that my biggest strength is being a free spirit, but with an open and growth mindset. And having traveled so much and traveled across so many cultural and social prejudices, I realized that the best way to be is to open and approach things with an open mind and suspend your judgment. I look to continue to build this asset by becoming a key person of influence and an agent for change in the organizations that I would choose to work for after Stanford. I am Tan Huynh, and I'm an international BFF.
Thank you, Tan.
Thank you, Tan.
Thank you so much.
Do you know what really hits me the most about Tan is how authentic he is, and there's an earnestness about him. When he talks, it really resonates, whatever he's saying.
It's real.
It is.
It's not something that he is creating. It is his truth. I believe that he is an international BFF. And it's interesting, when he started his elevator pitch, the very first couple of sentences when he said, you know that type of friend that you have that you never see them, but when you see them again, you feel like nothing has ever stopped. Like the time has never stopped. You just have continued. One of my best friends I don't often see, and whenever we see each other, it's like, oh my gosh, as if we hang out every single day. So he took me to a personal place in my life, and that is a very strong and wonderful thing that a speaker can do, is make you think about your own life while you're listening to theirs.
You're absolutely right. And it's hard sometimes when you have a brand and it's not so specific to really come around to a tagline, and yet international BFF, it sticks. And his backstory supported it. It was very genuine. I thought he did a great job. All right, we'll move on, and our next student is Ashley Miles.
Hi, I'm Ashley Miles, and I'm an entrepreneur. I'm working to make clean, non-toxic beauty and skincare available for women with brown skin, like me. So let me tell you how I started with this. Growing up, I used to love going shopping for beauty with my mother, but we don't really look the same. My mother's kind of the skin tone of Mariah Carey, and I look like me. So I knew I couldn't try on her makeup, but I would still love going shopping with her because she just had a world of options available to her. And when I started to grow up and wanted to do makeup myself, and I went shopping, I realized how different it was for me to go shopping. I was being carted to like one of 2 or 3 brands that had a depth of coverage for brown shades that was a little bit better than most, but it still didn't feel like the fun experience that my mother had. Jump to when I started working, and I was the youngest person at my job. I was 21 years old, but without makeup on, I looked like I was 14. And I used to love to wear makeup because it made me feel confident. It made me feel like I belonged in the room. But by this point, I had wanted to clean up my makeup and skincare routine and switch to things whose ingredient list I knew that were clean and non-toxic. The problem was there wasn't a lot out there for people who had brown skin. So I'd often look ashy or gray, and it made me feel distracted instead of self-confident. So that's how I plan to be different. I want to start a company that puts women with brown skin at the center of everything it does. I want to make makeup for the happiest faces on earth, and I want to do it in a way that's clean and non-toxic and fits into your everyday skincare routine to give you fresh and radiant skin. So join me in making clean, non-toxic beauty both fun and inclusive.
Nice, thank you.
Yes. You know, just what always strikes me is Ashley has the most beautiful voice. It's very melodic and very professional at the same time.
And natural.
Yeah.
You don't feel that she's reciting something.
Yeah.
I don't feel that Ashley was reading something and memorizing it and then walking in and saying, okay, let me get these words that I memorized. It feels like she familiarized herself with her pitch and then said, okay, now let me just throw out all of the words and let me just be real.
Yeah, and that's the best way to put out your personal brand, is it has to be authentic, your story, that you don't have to think about it. You can just talk. And I have to say, she looked beautiful.
She looked beautiful, the color was popping, and it's when you are selling something that you can show on your body, it's important that it's tight.
When you look at her, you're like, I want to look like her.
Yeah, her skin looked absolutely beautiful. Her
Gorgeous.
makeup looked beautiful, and I'm like, is that your product? Because I want some.
Yeah.
You know, regardless of if it is or not, what she's representing is something that's aspirational.
Yeah, so her brand message, her brand look, they all match beautifully. Well, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll have 5 more students from Project U.
Project U would like to thank Brenda Hamberry Green for contributing to this program. Every day, Brenda works with gorgeous professional women of all ages, shapes, sizes, and walks of life. Beautiful women. But we must be beautiful on the outside and inside. That is when we are truly powerful. That is when we do things we are meant to do on this earth. Brenda is here. Shane Cisneros is the Bay Area's leading fashion and visual brand stylist. With over 15 years' experience, Shane's fashion credits include magazine covers to celebrity red carpet styling. Now focused on personal shopping and visual brand identity, let Shane take your look to a whole new level. Visit www.shanecisneros.com for more information.
Hi, this is Audrey. You just heard my song, You Do You, at the beginning of this broadcast as the theme song for Tyra's Project U class at the Stanford Graduate School of Business. To download You Do You, as well as other songs from my album Colors, you can find me on iTunes and Spotify, or go to audreyismusic.com to learn more.
Project U would like to thank Macy's for contributing to this program. Macy's My Stylist offers a personal shopping service that's fun, fast, and free. Book your appointment at macys.com.
Project U would like to thank Roxanne DeBlau for contributing to this program. As a personal stylist, Roxanne's passion starts with the person, identifying their voice, style, and approach to the world. From this foundation, Roxanne helps create their visual brand. As a fashion consultant, she builds upon her extensive experience in fashion, retail management, buying, brand building, and sales to provide insights to entrepreneurs.
Our full-service salon offers precision haircuts, extraordinary colors, and excellent service. But more importantly, we offer a quiet respite to your busy day, a relaxing place you can meet with friends who just happen to be highly experienced stylists and create a unique look that fits your own personal style. Our stylists and colorists have years of advanced training and work confidently with all types of hair textures. We work closely together and continually find inspiration in current styles and trends. Ultimately, our goal is for you to leave Monica Foster Salon feeling your absolute best and to empower you to continue feeling that way every day in between. Monica Foster Salon, Beyond Hair.
The people that have done it already, not people that...
Hello, welcome back to Project U, building and extending your personal brand. I'm joined here by my co-instructor, Tyra Banks.
Hello.
Hello. So we created a course together at Stanford Business School, and it's all about teaching our students how to create and extend their personal brand. It's been a 2-week compressed course, and we are so fortunate because KMVT television station has hosted us here tonight so that our students can come here and they can give their elevator pitch to all of you out there. It was so generous of them.
Live.
Live.
So the pressure is on for the students.
Yeah.
And so far we've seen 10 of them, and they have been absolutely amazing. They have exceeded my expectations. I really thought it was going to be a different situation.
Yeah.
Because it's a compressed course, it's 2 weeks, but then I have to sit here and look at you, Allison, and what we have created and what we have imparted, and the knowledge and the confidence and the tweaks and the, and so a lot of their beauty has to do with, I guess we can pat ourselves on the back.
Just a little.
Just a little bit. I'll pat you, you
Yeah.
pat me. But I'm very impressed and excited for the next round.
I am too. All right, let's bring on our next student, Priscilla Sugianto.
And I learned how to get along. So now you're back from outer space. I just walked in to find you here with that sad look upon your face.
I'm Priscilla Sugianto. I'm a physician, but I was also a patient. A pretty sick one too. I tore my left ACL and broke my left leg. Both resulted in 2 surgeries, 2 months of being on crutches, and 8 months of rehab, all within 1 calendar year, 2016. But the most challenging part for me was dealing with personal issues that my doctors did not address. Not only that I lost the functionality of my left leg, being on crutches, I lost the functionality of my 2 hands. I couldn't make my own bed, let alone exercise. I couldn't grocery shop or prepare my own meals. So all I did was eating takeout. Within the span of 6 months, after my first injury, I gained 15 pounds. In the meantime, I still had to fulfill my responsibility, and everything just took 300% longer and harder on crutches. Before long, I found myself at the lowest point in my life. It turned out to be a blessing in disguise though. I came to a realization that healthcare should be much more holistic. By integrating mental health, nutrition, exercise, but most importantly, treating the human being behind the disease. And I will be the person that will drive that change forward. And I'd like to include and invite all of you to be an advocate for a more holistic approach in healthcare as a patient, a provider, but above all, as a human being. Thank you.
Priscilla.
Wow.
Whoa. The emotion that Priscilla had behind that elevator pitch, I felt like she was talking to, I don't know, friends. It felt very intimate. It felt very vulnerable. It felt so raw and so real, and you would not expect a physician to be that way.
Yeah.
It's,
Because usually you feel physicians are a little clinical.
Clinical.
I hate to stereotype.
Yeah.
But it was, raw is the word that came to my mind. And you could feel her passion.
It was palpable.
I know.
Yeah.
In every word. And again, there's usually an origin story behind a brand.
Yes.
And it's very important to understand what drives you to build your brand.
And I had no idea Priscilla was the patient.
Yeah.
That is
That was
powerful.
new. She pulled that one out of the hat.
I
She's
didn't
been
know
saving that.
Yes, she has. She never mentioned that in class.
She was saving it for
Yes,
the elevator
she
pitch.
was.
Awesome job.
Excellent.
All right, we're going to welcome our next student, Lodem Levari.
This girl is on fire. This girl is on fire.
Hi, my name is Lotem, and I'm Sales and Marketing Manager. I spent most of my years working for Google, growing sales and support teams. I absolutely love the internet. I grew up in a very small place in the north of Israel, and I spent most of my childhood surrounded by the same group of people. That was not easy. Around the age of 14, I started using the internet. Suddenly, I was connected to the rest of the world. Everything changed. I could talk to people from all around the globe. I could buy things from places I never heard about before. It was absolutely amazing. I bring this deep understanding of the value of the internet into my work.
I connect product with the right people at the right time, at the right place. The internet is an empowering tool, and I really believe in it. I'm looking forward to continue helping businesses grow by bringing them online. Thank you.
Wow, the passion.
The humor.
The passion, the humor. Just being so relaxed, even getting here a little early and feeling like dancing. And this is not the Lilum that we saw in her first video that she sent us when she came to class.
It was transformative.
Different human being.
Yes, in every single step of the way, she has just gotten better and better and happier. And she has been so fantastic in this course and how she's embraced everything.
She has.
And every lesson she's just taken to heart. That was so fantastic.
That was fantastic.
I'm so happy for her.
The humor, when she was like, the same people, ugh. You know, we think about the people in our lives that we're just like, we don't want to deal with them. And, you know, as she was speaking about the passion of the internet, it almost felt like she was talking about food. Like, oh my God, I love pizza so much.
But you know,
like, it was just this like.
He was there. But you know, the importance of a brand is also how you deliver it.
Yes.
And she just brought us into her world.
Oh,
and it was excellent.
That was excellent.
All right,
Really
let's
good.
bring on our next student, Jeff Lee.
You just popped in to Kanye West, get right for the summer workout tape. And ladies, if you follow these instructions exactly, you might be able to pull you a rapper.
It's a little chilly in here. Or should I turn up the degrees? See, I'm Jeff Lee, and I have a JD, MBA, CPT, CPR, AED, AJP, NP, and REB. And I'm going to use all those degrees and do for you what I did for my sister. When I wrote her prenup, when I designed her engagement ring, when I designed her gown, when I planned her wedding, and when I put her on the workout plan that made her confident on her big day. Because you see, back in the day, I knew what it was like to be an overweight, unconfident, and scared young man. And back in those days, my parents told me to hide from the bullies. That was what you had to do. You had to study for those degrees. But I went on. I lost that weight. I went on to negotiate deals for the top Wall Street law firms for over 6 years, and I've coached more women to win the Miss Universe title than any other man alive. And I did all of that because of the people along the way who told me this is what you could do. And that is what I'm going to do for you when you come to me for anything, be it fitness advice or planning out your life and estate's wills. You see, I'm going to make you own perfection. I'm going to make you master your life. I'm going to be your life crafter. And I'm never going to ask you to do anything I wouldn't do myself, except maybe wear heels, but that can be negotiated.
That was FIERCE. I am obsessed with his intro.
That was unbelievable.
That was absolutely unbelievable. From the JD to the MBA to the, I don't know what those letters were, but it didn't matter.
I was riveted. I was riveted. I did not want it to end.
I did not want it to end. That was, whoa.
Yeah, very unique. I don't think anyone but Jeff could have actually pulled that off because it was so unique to him and his brand and authentic.
Yes, and you know what was interesting? Jeff almost had a little bit of an anger. And what I like about that is in branding, sometimes you have to identify an enemy.
Yeah.
And so I felt like he was speaking to all of those people that told him no, that he wasn't good enough, that made fun of him when he was overweight, people that said, this is the box that you have to stay in, and he says no. So it was like a dual conversation to the haters and the naysayers and to the future customers that are going to hire him for all of those letters that I don't know what they are except for the first two.
I believe that whatever he wants to do, he will do it.
Oh, yeah.
And in heels if he wants to.
Yes, but that can be negotiated.
Let's bring on our next student. Let's welcome Tom Stevens.
Hello, my name is Tom Stevens. I'm a CEO, parent, and concerned American. Right now, our political systems are in terrible crisis. The actions and conduct surrounding the 2016 elections and continuing still today have shocked me and deeply dismayed me. Our nation's political leaders from both parties use divisive, mean-spirited, and sometimes hateful tactics pitting honest and loving Americans against one another. We are equal partners in this American dream. Our common interests are far greater than our differences. The events recently have left me to conclude that we all have to get off the sidelines and get involved. That's why I'm creating an entrepreneurial dialogue to innovate the American political process. Americans are a diverse people with differing, sometimes conflicting needs. We need empathy rather than competitive tactics to identify our common problems and best determine how to deploy our scarce resources. And we need to move a lot faster, both in success and failure. Our business leaders and scientists have long known that experimentation is the key to delivering long-term results. We need to incorporate trial and error in our government's practices in order to accelerate and better profit Americans. But in order to do so, we need to value learning over being right. So please join me in this conversation. Let's use our differences to identify and innovate the common good. And let's hold our nation's leaders to the highest standards of conduct to deliver real and measurable results for all of us. The need is great, and the time for action is right now. Thank you.
Nice job.
Well, he pulled me in when he said CEO and the next word was father.
Yeah.
So I said, oh, this is a business person, but this is a human being
Yeah.
that is looking at the future of this company, the future of this country, and what is it going to be for his children.
Yeah. There was so much going on, and what I also noticed about Tom is he kept getting stronger and stronger and stronger as he talked to you. There was such sincerity with everything that he said. He looked fantastic. My heart was like, boop, boop,
Yeah,
boop,
he's
boop,
very
boop.
telegenic.
Yeah.
I know there's a
Oh.
lot of ladies right now watching going,
Ooh,
ooh,
yeah, he
yes,
looked
I'll be in whatever
fantastic.
political party you want me to be in. Tom.
But he's got a lot of passion for what
Yes.
he's talking about. He's got a real platform.
He does.
And I think it's just going to get stronger and stronger.
And a big journey from his very first video that he submitted before our class started to now.
Yeah.
Tom read every single word
Every
on
single
that
word.
video, and this time
And we nailed him for it. We were like, Tom, no reading.
Yes, and that is gone. Now it's just in his head, and it's his passion. And
Yeah, he did a great job. That all came from his heart.
I can tell.
It was a great job.
Well
All right.
done.
We are going to welcome our next student, Ami Kamoji.
I'm Ami Kumoji, and I'm a triple threat. I'm an engineer, a doctor, and a businesswoman. But way before all that, I knew I was meant to be a healer. This goes back to my relationship with my grandmother. We were so close. We watched Oprah and Jeopardy every day, and we even shared a bed. That is, until the day I woke to find her next to me. She'd passed suddenly in her sleep. Since then, I dedicated myself to healing people so that others could enjoy a life as full as my grandmother's. However, when I got to medical school, I realized that the healthcare system needed healing just as much as the people within it. In fact, my inspiration to heal healthcare goes back to one patient. He was 40 years old, paraplegic, and he had fallen through the cracks of the system. Even though he'd been to the hospital countless times, his providers had never asked him the most important question: what matters to you in your care? When I asked him, I realized that the care he was seeking was completely different from the care he was receiving. The system was so broken, so focused on churn, that it was failing to meet the needs of the patient. That's why I transitioned from healing people to healing healthcare. And I'm putting my triple threat to action to create a healthcare system that's demystified, dignified, and simplified. That way, providers can focus on what they do best: healing people.
Has she done this before?
I feel like she should be over here teaching.
I think she should switch places. I mean, we're in a studio and you can hear a pin drop, but you could hear a couple of pins drop. That was, right?
Yes. You know what was so powerful is in this short amount of time, she told 2 very heart-wrenching, beautiful stories that, helped her thesis. I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
The story with the grandmother, I immediately went back to my own personal thing with, I'm sure we all thought about our grandparents.
Yep.
And then the sad, fact of waking up and what to her grandmother not being there anymore, and then how that propelled her into wanting to take care of people, and then the paraplegic, and it was just, I was
and yet
on
it
a
didn't
journey.
feel crammed. It didn't
At
feel
all,
rushed.
which is interesting.
Yeah.
Because I might have given her, like, if she came to me and it's like, Tyra, I want to tell these 2 stories, I probably would have said choose one. I would have said choose one.
I think I kind of did tell her to choose one.
Oh my
and
God, well, she didn't listen to
She
you.
did not
Thank
listen
God
to
she
me.
didn't.
I know. I'm going to have to give her a high five for that.
Yes.
She made the right decision.
She did.
And her pacing and her presentation was excellent.
It was
her brand,
excellent.
she looked like her brand.
Yep.
She looked professional and caring and empathetic and beautiful and smart. It was a wonderful job. Well, we're going to have to take another break. And when we come back, we will return with 5 more amazing students from
Isn't this
Stanford
good? You know
Graduate
you're
School of
enjoying this,
Business.
right?
We know you are.
What's your personal brand? Work on it at the break.
And come back. See you in a moment.
Are you a woman that's looking for natural-looking makeup that's good for your skin? If you are, then chances are that you're a Harvey girl. Harvey Helms Beauty is hypoallergenic, fragrance-free, paraben-free, and cruelty-free. It's for all women everywhere, with a diverse shade range and skincare, color cosmetics that make you look beautiful. You look in the mirror, you'll see yourself, only a little bit better version of it.
Project U would like to thank Brenda Hanbury Green for contributing to this program. Every day, Brenda works with gorgeous professional women of all ages, shapes, sizes, and walks of life. Beautiful women. But we must be beautiful on the outside and inside. That is when we are truly powerful. That is when we do things we are meant to do on this earth. Brenda is here. Shane Cisneros is the Bay Area's leading fashion and visual brand stylist. With over 15 years' experience, Shane's fashion credits include magazine covers to celebrity red carpet styling. Now focused on personal shopping and visual brand identity, let Shane take your look to a whole new level. Visit www.shanecisneros.com for more information.
Hi, this is Audrey. You just heard my song, You Do You, at the beginning of this broadcast as the theme song for Tyra's Project U class at the Stanford Graduate School of Business. To download You Do You, as well as other songs from my album Colors, you can find me on iTunes and Spotify, or go to audreyismusic.com to learn more.
Hi, welcome back to Project U, building and extending your personal brand. I'm Allison Kluger, and I'm joined by my co-instructor, Tyra Banks.
Hello.
We're back with our live elevator pitches from some of our students. We created this course, Tyra and I. It's a 2-week compressed course at Stanford Graduate School of Business, and KMVT has been so kind to let us use their studios for this final project. We have put our students through
Oh my gosh.
the rings of fire.
It's been very rigorous. Every class is 3 hours long, super intensive, and kind of, it's like almost dissecting their insides and like, who are you? Why are you? What are you?
It's a boot camp for branding.
It's a boot camp for branding, pretty much, yes.
Yeah. And we've asked them to assess and differentiate and match their visual branding with their message. And we've also discussed social media. And really the capstone is tonight, which is where they come and they've kind of been able to verbalize what their personal brand is to us.
And they've been really, really good. If you're just tuning in right now, you've missed some amazing pitches. If you've been watching, I'm sure you were like, whoa, they're pretty impressive. Does it make you think about your personal brand and how you should be presenting yourself to the world? You should take some tips here from some of our students. And we have 5 more coming up.
We do. We're going to bring our next student on. His name is Cyril Verdugo.
I grew up in what I believe is the most beautiful city in the world, Paris. But as a kid, it wasn't Paris or its architecture that inspired me. When I was 7 years old, my parents showed me a photo of the Sydney Opera House. It was love at first sight. The beautiful white arches overlooking the Sydney Harbor. I loved it. I looked into the architect's life, and I realized that he was a pretty unimpressive guy, and I thought, if he could work on such great real estate projects, maybe I could too. So I did. I've worked on and acquired the most beautiful buildings in the US and in Europe. I've loved every step of the process, the due diligence, the contract negotiation, and even looking into legal documents until 5 in the morning. But I understood that real estate was pretty old-fashioned and needed to be taken to the next level. So what I did is I moved to Silicon Valley, and I specifically became a technology guru to make sure that real estate would be taken to the 21st century. I've helped build, advised, and invested in dozens of technology companies. And as a technology expert, I now know that technology can disrupt real estate. I hope that through my work, I get to inspire a 7-year-old the way the Sydney Opera House architect inspired me.
Oh, so romantic. So beautiful.
That was wonderful.
Really beautiful. I love how Cyril started
Yeah.
the story and ended with the story. It was
Yeah.
this 360 journey that he took us on.
Well, you actually gave that tip in one of our last classes about when you are telling a story to bring it full circle. Sometimes it can be linear, you said.
Yes.
And then sometimes, and he did a beautiful job of that. You know, when I was listening to him, I realized that we are confronted with the best and the brightest of
Yes.
Silicon Valley, because he's in this field of real estate and then he's marrying it with tech, and yet he was somehow able to explain that to us.
Exactly.
And make us understand how they fit together. And we're being exposed. I mean, these brands are real. This is their life.
This is real, yes. This is not playtime. This is not a reality show, which is real sometimes. Mine is. But, you know, this is real lives. These are true entrepreneurs and business people that are going to be the leaders of literally, you know, tomorrow and beyond. So this is, you guys are seeing something. You're seeing perhaps the Steve Jobs or, you know, the Elon Musk of tomorrow.
Yeah, they've really put a lot of time and effort into figuring out how to express this, and I'm really proud of them. All right, we're going to move on to our next student. Our next student, Peter Shields.
We got a little homework to do. I love collaborating with you.
Peter Shields, and I make culture pop. It all started when I joined an all-boys high school that specialized in 3 things: football, hockey, and lacrosse. I specialized in one thing: Britney Spears fan fiction. Needless to say, high school was a rough ride. But because I was never invited to any parties and I had no friends, I had plenty of free time that allowed me to throw myself into my biggest passion, content creation. By the time I was a senior in high school, I had built and launched a website featuring music videos I made, and it went completely viral in my entire community. That was the first taste I got of the awesome power of user-generated content. Those videos allowed me to escape the confines of my high school experience, but they also allowed me to access other people who shared my interests and passions. For me, that's the whole value of popular culture. It's this universal language that allows us to gain easy access to one another, and the ability to contribute to that language is the greatest power of all. Today, each of us has that power. With the technology available to you on a smartphone, you can take nothing, turn it into something, and then captivate the entire world with just the click of your fingertips. I've dedicated my career to taking learnings from my own content creation and helping YouTubers, influencers, artists, and brands build audiences online. And I'm dedicated to helping every individual, every person and organization unlock their creative potential so that they too can make culture pop.
I want to hire him.
Unbelievable from beginning to end.
Can you take my brands to the next level and make them pop? I mean, I have trust. I
Yeah.
trust that his brand can take my brands to the next level based on his presentation.
His delivery was excellent.
Excellent.
You know, he's got the timing and his voice is really
voice
good.
and very commanding, where you
Commanding.
don't want to look away.
I didn't.
You know, if there could be a mouse like crawling across the floor and I'm not going to look, I am focused here. Very clear message, very just direct, unapologetic, slightly aggressive in a way that I find to be positive, where
Yeah.
it's just like, you better listen, you better not turn
I think
away.
it was like the confidence that was
Yes,
married with
I loved it.
You know, and also I thought he looked really good. We're used to seeing him in our class in kind of t-shirts
Exactly.
and jeans, so this is definitely a different direction. And I think
elevation.
It looks good on
Mhm,
him.
I agree.
He did a really nice job.
Excellent.
Okay, we are going to welcome now Stephen Valenta.
Hi, I'm Stephen Valenta. I grew up in a homeschooled family with one older sister and 5 younger siblings. When I was about 13, my little brother David got a guitar for his birthday. I was really fascinated by the instrument, but I didn't even know where to put my fingers or how to make sound come out of it. I taught myself to play guitar and then taught my 5 younger siblings how to play music so that we could jam together. We would have David on the drums, Lydia on the violin, and all of us singing along together, usually a folk song. My passions for music and technology eventually brought me out to San Francisco, where I joined a small team working on a product that helped people share playlists online. We, over the course of a few years, built it up into a community of about 8 million DJs and music fans. Today, I help companies make products that cause people to feel something and that make people feel connected. As a musician, I know that it's not just about the notes you play, but how you play them. And as an older brother, I love the power of music and emotion and feeling to bring people together, no matter what you're working on. Thank you.
Silent and deadly. Stephen has been kind of quiet in our class, and I knew that he liked guitar, but that was really terrific and so authentic.
So authentic. I liked him talking about family. That became very relatable for people watching, you know,
Yeah.
just thinking about their own families. And I thought it was a very strategic and for him to mention the names of family members. We don't know those people,
Yeah.
but it made them human. It made them come alive in the room.
Yeah, and also again, he's marrying 2 different worlds.
Technology and music. Yeah.
Right. But also he made it so relatable to all of us, because I can imagine his family singing, but then he talks about everybody's got playlists and everybody, but you know, it's hinting at this world that is so popular to all of us, but then he also brings it back home to all of us. He did a really excellent job.
He took it here, here, and here.
Yeah, and he brought you along on the journey, and he also looked terrific as
Yes,
well.
he did.
Great job.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to bring on our next student, Claire.
Quand il me prend dans ses bras, qu'il me parle tout bas, je vois la vie en
Hi, I'm Claire, and I'm here to clarify cancer. When my grandmother was diagnosed with colon cancer 14 years ago, my family and I felt shocked, scared, and overwhelmed by the process of finding the right doctors and the best treatments. We tried to talk to experts in the field, but often left feeling confused by the medical jargon they used to explain the progression of her disease. We felt helpless. We felt lost. Now, as a cancer biologist with over a decade of research experience behind me, I could have helped my family during that trying time. As a scientist and a businesswoman, I want to leverage my unique skills to make scientific research more accessible to the people that matter the most, you and your loved ones affected by cancer. I want to bridge the divide between the scientist and the patient. I want to demystify cancer so that other families no longer have to go through what my family went through. By bringing clarity to cancer, we can take the first step in finding the cure, and I'm here to do just that.
Excellent.
That was amazing. And I did notice that she took a tip that you gave her.
Which one?
It was the one where you and your loved ones.
Oh, as
Remember?
opposed to patience.
Yep,
Yes.
yep.
So when she practiced this in class, she pointed toward us and said patience. And like, what are patients? Patients are people.
Yep.
And I said, why don't we try to substitute that for something that feels a bit warmer?
Yeah.
So
It was
you
a
and your
great
loved
tip,
ones.
and she did it, and it felt so much more natural and warmer. She has a real strength and a warmth about her.
Yes.
And that was her at her best.
Yeah. It's very valuable when you talk about the strength and the warmth, because
Yeah.
when you're dealing with cancer and you're dealing with patients and people, loved ones, going through something like that, it can be very devastating. So to have a bedside manner like she has,
Yes.
but at the same time the strength to say that, you know, she's got your back, is beautiful and rare.
And exactly, and the same thing we were talking about earlier is that when you think of medicine, sometimes it seems very clinical. And so her bringing that personal side and the warmth made her brand differentiated.
Yes, I agree.
Okay, let's go to our next student, Anna Frances Wood.
My name is Anna Frances Wood, and I'm the founder of Brains Over Blonde, a lifestyle platform for the babe who does it all. The sad truth is, science tells us that people associate female beauty with reduced competence and authority. My mission is to bust the beauty bias, because beautiful women can be brainy and bossy and brilliant and badass businesswomen. The inspiration for Brains Over Blonde comes from my own personal and professional life. For instance, when I was working at Google, I was a top sales performer, and all of my older male colleagues would joke that maybe if they looked like me, they could perform like me too. Maybe if they looked like me, they could perform like me too. And it was these comments that just really hurt and were so condescending and made me feel like I was only being seen for one piece of who I was and not the full person. And that's why I created Brains Over Blonde. Brains Over Blonde will provide all the tools necessary to inspire and empower women to be their full selves and be successful in many different parts of their lives. Because this is not just a beauty platform, this is not just a mommy blog, this is a lifestyle platform for the power woman who does it all. Because the Brains Over Blonde woman is beautiful, but that's the least interesting thing about her. So ladies, if this resonates with you, if you're a power woman, if you are sick and tired of being told to stay in your lane, then join me in busting the beauty bias, because Brains Over Blonde is where you belong.
I loved the call to action.
Love it.
I loved the call to action. She pulled women that are like going, yeah, and said, oh, wow, I can join this.
Yeah.
This is not just a pitch, but I can actually participate in this.
It's also
So
very
that was good.
appealing to a lot of different women. She really was very inclusive. I love Bust the Beauty Bias.
I love Bust the Beauty Bias, and in the beginning there was a lot of alliteration with B's, even more than Bust the Beauty Bias. She went boom, boom, B, 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 which captivates people when you hear alliteration.
Yeah, and that's tricky. It's tricky in any sort of verbal pitch.
Yes.
To do that with your brand, and she had a lot to say, and she did a really great job. I could see that she wanted to get it all out, and she really stuck with it and did a great job.
Yeah, she had a little bit of moment of nerves, but then she recovered, and it's all about the recovery. It's not about the mess up. It's like, how do you get up? And she did that. She's like, stuck, but let me keep going.
And you know, and it was also just very authentic. Like, you didn't even notice it because she just kind of powered through it.
I actually felt that it was an emotional part, because she kind of broke up and kind of paused for a second when she was talking about what the guys at her previous job did and how they made her feel, and it almost felt like this emotional thing of like, okay, I felt crappy, and let me just get past that memory and continue to pitch.
Yeah,
so
I
it
felt
almost
the
gave
same
it some
way.
humanity.
Yeah, there was a little more gravitas to it and a vulnerability. So we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll have some more students from Project U building and extending your personal brand.
Are you a woman that's looking for natural-looking makeup that's good for your skin? If you are, then chances are that you're a Harvey girl. Harvey Helms Beauty is hypoallergenic, fragrance-free, paraben-free, and cruelty-free. It's for all women everywhere, with a diverse shade range and skincare, color cosmetics that make you look beautiful. You look in the mirror, you'll see yourself, only a little bit better version of it.
Project U would like to thank Macy's for contributing to this program. Macy's My Stylist offers a personal shopping service that's fun, fast, and free. Book your appointment at Macys.com.
Project U would like to thank Roxanne DeBlau for contributing to this program. As a personal stylist, Roxanne's passion starts with the person, identifying their voice, style, and approach to the world. From this foundation, Roxanne helps create their visual brand. As a fashion consultant, she builds upon her extensive experience in fashion, retail management, buying, brand building, and sales to provide insights to entrepreneurs.
Our full-service salon offers precision haircuts, extraordinary colors, and excellent service. But more importantly, we offer a quiet respite to your busy day. A relaxing place you can meet with friends who just happen to be highly experienced stylists and create a unique look that fits your own personal style. Our stylists and colorists have years of advanced training and work confidently with all types of hair textures. We work closely together and continually find inspiration in current styles and trends. Ultimately, our goal is for you to leave Monica Foster Salon feeling your absolute best and to empower you to continue feeling that way every day in between. Monica Foster Salon, Beyond Hair.
Hi, welcome back to Project U, Building and Extending Your Personal Brand. I'm Allison Kluger, and I'm here with my co-instructor from Stanford Graduate School of Business, Tyra Banks.
I'm so excited to be here with you, Allison. We've seen how many students so far? We've seen
20 out of our 25.
Out of 25. They've done 90-second pitches,
Yeah.
and they have exceeded my expectations as their instructor. And I cannot wait to see this next 5.
I can't either. You know, this is kind of our capstone project from our 2-week compressed course. And what they had to do was they had to assess and differentiate and then visualize their personal brand and then come up with an elevator pitch that really talks about what is their mission, what do they want to do, and what is their personal brand, and then come and present it live here at KMVT studio. And
how to make it exciting, because you know the world is so busy right now and our minds are so split, our attention is so divided. So how can you pitch your brand and stand out, break through the clutter, and hold attention, your attention? So let us know, is this next person going to hold your attention? I think so.
All right, well, let's welcome our next student, Carlotta Siniscalco.
Hope when the water rises, you built a wall.
Hi, I'm Carlotta Siniscalco, and I moved 16 times in the last 12 years. The first time was from Italy, where my family still lives today, to Cranberry Township in Pennsylvania. I was 15 years old. The most recent move was 2 weeks ago from Redwood City to San Francisco, where my soon-to-be husband and I are finally settling down. In between, I lived in Paris, London, Nairobi, New York, Philadelphia, you name it. In all of this moving around, I learned that home is not really a place. Home is a feeling. Home is a feeling of belonging, is a feeling of being comfortable, is a feeling of being grounded, to the point that you feel comfortable and you can really express your best potential. It took me 16 moves to finally feel at home here in California, and countless painful, lonely, difficult moments. And now it's the most wonderful and heartwarming feeling. And so I really want other people to also feel like that. How? Well, I'm an investor. I'm passionate about finance. I've been in it my entire life. And I invest in courageous entrepreneurs from all over the world in order to help them grow their business ideas. See, the thing is, often these business ideas are not really born in the place that best enables them to really express their potential. I understand that. And so for me, it's extremely important to help them do what happened to me. And in my case, I had countless people investing their time and energy in my personal and professional growth. And so I feel it's my duty now, it's my calling to pay it forward and pick the brightest and best business ideas and invest in them in order to help them find their way home.
Oh, I loved that.
That was
so
terrific.
Carlotta practiced this in class, and it was very different.
Yeah.
And she took our feedback of how are you, meshing this kind of story about home with investing. And I didn't feel like it was gelling when she did her practice pitch in class. And now she took us through that journey, and it's now seamless, and I understand.
You gave the advice to bring it around full circle to home again, because Carlotta started with home, and now she finished with home, which was your advice in the branding. And what I love about her is she's a strong woman who's warm.
Yes.
She brought her origin story to her brand, and yet you talk about travel and investment, and it works together.
And it works together.
And her brand message just came right through.
And she took some risks on our visual branding day.
Yeah.
She has a certain look that she was used to, and I made a suggestion that's a little bit brighter in this area. And she was like, I don't know. I love doing accents. I don't know, Tyra. Maybe I'll try. I don't know. And she did it, and it worked. It popped.
She looked gorgeous.
Yes, she did.
She's just such a strong, powerful, beautiful woman.
She is. She is powerful.
It's a terrific job.
She's the kind of girl that I like to be friends with, actually.
Yeah.
Where they're fun, but they're smart, but they're powerful, but they're unapologetic. She has that kind of thing that I like to surround myself with.
She's the full package.
She is.
She did a great job. All right, we're going to welcome our next student, Alice Grant.
Hi, I'm Alice Grant, and I'm a little bit different. On the one hand, I'm a quiet, classic English girl. And on the other, I'm a leader who managed over $1 billion a year by the time I was 24. Now, these two things don't often come together. So how did that happen for me? I was lucky enough to go to the #1 school in the UK. And it just so happened that that school was an all-girls school. We had the best results every single year. And yet, depressingly, this was also the place where I learned that men still out-earned women, even for the same jobs. This broke my 15-year-old heart. It was then that I made a promise to myself that I would never let me being a woman get in the way of my career. However, I still wanted to maintain true to myself and be who I really am. Roll on a few years, and I graduate at 21, and I go out in the world of work. And that first year, I let myself down. I did not achieve my promise. I was quiet, I didn't speak up in meetings, and nobody knew who I was. But every day, I pushed myself a little bit more to be bolder, to be better. And eventually, I ended up being promoted to manage 7 people and $1 billion a year. I am so grateful for all the people that helped me to have that opportunity and to have all of those opportunities in my life. But what I'm grateful for most right now is the opportunity to share that story with other women and other young girls for the future. I want to teach people that through my story, we can be leaders too, and we don't have to change ourselves for anybody to be a great leader. Thank you.
Thank you. I love that. I love this, this journey, and I really am impressed with the honesty.
Yeah.
Because I thought the story was going to go, and I did this, and I got the job, and I accomplished it, and I won. And she's like, I had the goal, I went for it, and I failed.
Yeah.
But then I got up, and then I continued, and now I was managing $1 billion a year and had 7 people under me. I think that honesty is refreshing.
Yeah, she showed a vulnerable side. She also showed some humor, and she tells you exactly what she wants to be a leader. And going to an all-girls school and you're surrounded by all women, you think you can conquer the world.
I went to an all-girls school.
Did you? My niece went to an all-girls school too. And what's great is you really advocate for yourself, and then you get out and you see the inequality, and it's crushing. And I loved how she expressed that there's so much realism to what she said.
Yes.
And she did a beautiful job. She also looked really great. You know, she didn't give up on being feminine and powerful at the same time. Her brand look
was a
was very,
mesh.
very consistent. She did a great job. All right, we're going to move on, and we're going to welcome our next student, Cassandra Bowe.
Do it better than anybody you ever seen. Do it, screams from the haters. Got a nice ring to it. I guess every superhero need his theme music.
Hi, I'm Cassie Bowe, and I'm a clean energy expert. I fell in love with energy where most people find their career ambition, at a college party. I was a sophomore at the time, and all my friends wanted to go into investment banking. I felt pressure to join them, but I didn't want to. It sounded miserable, and I didn't believe in it. So at that party, when my track teammate said that he was working for a solar energy startup, I literally saw the light. I could combine business with something that I cared about. Since then, I've learned that the way we produce energy is filthy, and then the way we distribute it to customers is inefficient and wasteful. I want to revolutionize the energy system, creating cleaner, smarter ways to fuel our world. My desire to challenge the status quo doesn't stop at energy. I want to change the way we power our companies through promoting women in leadership. I was so excited to start my first job because I was working for an amazing female executive. But when she left the company a few months after I started, I looked up and realized there were no women leading our company. Here we were, challenging an industry to change, and we couldn't change ourselves. Since then, I realized that empowering women was as important to me as powering our world. So from solar to batteries, from a publicly traded company to startups, my career has been a solar coaster ride for sure. But since that college party, I haven't looked back. And looking forward, I can't wait to change the way our world is powered.
I don't even know where to start.
That was
I don't know where to start with the greatness of this.
That was unbelievable.
I mean, with
Yeah.
her combining Power Woman with, you know, with solar power and energy, with her starting with something so relatable, which is a college party,
Yep.
and I'm sure it was a college party, you know, and having this life-changing moment there. Just her word choice and the use of the English language was absolutely beautiful and unique.
Yeah, she's a wordsmith.
Yes,
for sure.
yes.
But it was also in the delivery.
Yes.
It was so real, and I didn't want her to stop talking. She was fantastic on her video as well, but this was even 10 times better. She looked great, she looked powerful, her message was strong, and it was so unique. And yet we're seeing a theme of female empowerment through a lot of our female students here at Stanford.
Most definitely.
But she has got a message and a very, very distinct brand.
There was one line that kind of stood out to me, and I'm paraphrasing, but she said something about her previous company when the female executive left and there was a dearth of female leaders. She said, you know, if we can't change, how do we expect to change the world if we can't even, you know, make change in our own company or something like that? I'm not even doing it justice, you know, from the wordsmithing that she did.
Yeah.
But that just gave me goosebumps.
I know. I know.
Well done.
That was really wonderful. Okay, we're going to go on to our next student, Madeline Hawes.
The blackness. Keep on. Never say die.
And I'm excited to help create a world shaped by millennial investors. When I first started working in the investing world, my closest friends were these incredibly passionate women who had dedicated their lives to working in nonprofits and public service sectors. So, needless to say, our worlds were pretty different. When they looked at my world, their reactions were characterized by skepticism, but also what I would just call apathy. And the craziest part was, despite the fact that I had been working in the investing world, in many ways, I actually felt the same. It wasn't that I didn't understand, because I did. It was just boring. So I asked myself, what would I need? I would need not just portfolio statistics, but portfolio stories. I would need to know what these companies were doing, but also what impact they were having and how it was meaningful to me. I would need to know the ways in which it was aligned with my values. And the best part was, I wasn't alone.
So research has shown that millennials are the most values-driven generation of investors to come along, which is amazing. The part that's not so amazing is that we're also investing less than previous generations. This is why I'm so excited to help create tools that empower millennials to invest. Not just to invest, but to invest in ways that are aligned with our values and will help shape the world. Because that's a world that we can all live in.
I thought that was interesting. You know what was really clever is that she was talking about millennials and millennials, like they, them, those people over there, and in the end she said us.
Yeah.
So she's like, you know what, I am my customer.
Yeah.
You know, so I thought that was very clever.
Well, I saw you nodding about knowing about the millennial market because that's very much part of your demographic with what you do. And she's also isolated a niche with the millennial investor. This was new to me when Madeline shared that to me. And I guess I'm older, obviously, but I'm just like
you don't
looking.
Look it.
Thank you, Tyra. I was hoping you'd say that. But you know, it's just it's smart business, and how she expressed it was very powerful to me. And but you're kind of much more aware of demographics, I think, than I am with what you do.
What was so spot on is she is so right. Millennials care.
Yeah.
They care what their companies that they're purchasing from are doing. They care what the ingredients are. They care what the values are. So if you can marry all of this caring with investing, perhaps they'll come to that investing table. So she's hitting almost this white space that people aren't really paying attention to.
Yeah.
Well
It shows how well she did with her brand messaging. And she looked beautiful.
She did.
Okay.
All right.
Great. Let's welcome our next student, Lizzie Donhackle.
Hi, I'm Lizzie. I'm a super energetic and positive thinker that loves people. Growing up playing sports and competing in soccer and track, I've been on teams my whole life. I absolutely love bringing people together to get outside and appreciate this incredible world we have around us. My mantra is smiles for miles. I absolutely love working out and getting my sweat on. But I don't even own a gym membership because I love running. It's not only fun, but it's free. Health and fitness are core tenets in my life and provide me with the strength and serenity I need to approach each day as the best version of myself. I'm super passionate about health and fitness, and that's why I'm always smiling. I share my smiles for miles so that people can adopt a smile themselves and get out and get moving. It's been recently proven that each additional hour of running translates to 7 hours of increased life expectancy. Can you imagine how much more life we can live by being active? I aspire to make the world a healthier and happier place, and I want to make the healthier choices easier for us. That's why I'm transitioning away from my background in investment banking and private equity into the tech world. I want to make an impact, and I want you to smile for miles with me in the future. Thank you so much.
Nice. Energy.
Wow.
That smile for miles is she's living her brand.
Yeah.
You know, I could see like the complete opposite of someone saying it's some smiles for miles and not really doing it, but I felt that she's the embodiment of it. I also thought that her casual dress made you trust that she is somebody that is about outdoors and, you know, and being active as opposed to having something on that was very conservative.
And she, you know, she didn't have to be in athletic wear for me to believe her. She's just very girl next door.
Yeah,
and
the casual
outdoorsy.
wear felt to me just like natural and outdoor.
Yeah, she looked fantastic, and her smile was contagious. I just was beaming watching her because it was very kind of organic and authentic as she spoke. Her tagline, she also, this was very strategic. She said, you know, smiles for miles over and over again. So you could, you know, she just, whatever iteration of smiles, it kept coming up. And so you would just associate it with her. And she kind of walked the walk. Like you really felt that it was just very integrated into her life.
And it's clever. Smiles is the happiness and the health, and then the miles is the running and the distance, you know, and the health. So I found that to be pretty clever too. And the
Well,
rhyme is always nice when you are
It
thinking
is.
about
I
branding.
like rhyming.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's our last student.
No way.
Yeah, I'm very sad.
Oh my gosh.
So I think we're going to have to wrap up a little bit and
All right.
just say thank you so much for joining us, and thank you to KMVT for hosting us tonight. This has been really incredible.
Beautifully produced. The team here has been absolutely fabulous. This has been seamless.
Yeah.
Wonderful lighting. That's my background, lighting. Wonderful lighting. Strong camera crew. You can't see them, but I can see there's 3 strong camera crew here.
And our executive director, Bobby Chastain, who hosted us.
And I have to thank you in front of the whole world. I mean, I feel like you have given me a life change by introducing me to this university in a way of not just a speaker, but actually an educator. And I always dreamed of teaching and thought maybe it was something I would do many, many, many years from now. But you made a dream come true, and I want to thank you for that.
Thank you.
I really mean that. And I wanted to do that in front of everybody so they can see that.
Thank you so much. You've made a lot of people's dreams come true, especially all our students. It has been such a pleasure to teach with you. Thank you all for tuning in to our very special night of Project U, building and extending our personal brand.
And you just experienced the Sheryl Sandbergs of tomorrow, the Meg Whitmans of tomorrow, the Elon Musks of tomorrow, the Steve Jobs of tomorrow. I can go on and on and on, the Tony Hsiehs of tomorrow, everybody of tomorrow tonight.
You did. Thank you to our students for doing a great job, and thank all of you.
Thank you.
Have a great night.
Are you a woman that's looking for natural-looking makeup that's good for your skin? If you are, then chances are that you're a Harvey girl. Harvey Helms Beauty is hypoallergenic, fragrance-free, paraben-free, and cruelty-free. It's for all women everywhere, with a diverse shade range and skincare, color cosmetics that make you look beautiful. You look in the mirror, you'll see yourself, only a little bit better version of it.
Project U would like to thank Brenda Hanbury Green for contributing to this program. Every day, Brenda works with gorgeous professional women of all ages, shapes, sizes, and walks of life. Beautiful women. But we must be beautiful on the outside and inside. That is when we are truly powerful. That is when we do things we are meant to do on this earth. Brenda is here. Shane Cisneros is the Bay Area's leading fashion and visual brand stylist. With over 15 years' experience, Shane's fashion credits include magazine covers to celebrity red carpet styling. Now focused on personal shopping and visual brand identity, let Shane take your look to a whole new level. Visit www.shanecisneros.com for more information.
Hi, this is Audrey. You just heard my song, You Do You, at the beginning of this broadcast as the theme song for Tyra's Project U class at the Stanford Graduate School of Business. To download You Do You, as well as other songs from my album Colors, you can find me on iTunes and Spotify, or go to audreyismusic.com to learn more.
Project U would like to thank Macy's for contributing to this program. Macy's My Stylist offers a personal shopping service that's fun, fast, and free. Book your appointment at Macy's.com.
Project U would like to thank Roxanne DeBlau for contributing to this program. As a personal stylist, Roxanne's passion starts with the person, identifying their voice, style, and approach to the world. From this foundation, Roxanne helps create their visual brand. As a fashion consultant, she builds upon her extensive experience in fashion, retail management, buying, brand building, and sales to provide insights to entrepreneurs.
Our full-service salon offers precision haircuts, extraordinary colors, and excellent service. But more importantly, we offer a quiet respite to your busy day, a relaxing place you can meet with friends who just happen to be highly experienced stylists and create a unique look that fits your own personal style. Our stylists and colorists have years of advanced training and work confidently with all types of hair textures. We work closely together and continually find inspiration in current styles and trends. Ultimately, our goal is for you to leave Monica Foster Salon feeling your absolute best and to empower you to continue feeling that way every day in between. Monica Foster Salon, Beyond Hair.